Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we are doing some public access training with Miss Syndra. As you can see, she's well into her teen phase, so she was kind of fighting me on going down, and she also was getting distracted by the guy that kept walking back and forth, but that's what these training sessions are for, so that she learns to still obey the tasks even when there are distractions. So here we're practicing some heel. I like to really make sure that they will heel even in tight turns. So I like to practice that. Her heel is a little bit to be desired. She kind of goes a little bit far away. So we're trying to perfect that. She is only 6 months old, and this is, I believe, only her third time in a store. So it's, still a work in progress. And here we're doing our first weight. I like to do sit weights and down weights, but because she was giving me some issues with down before, I made her do a down weight. I tell her to come and she tries to pick up her leash, but she just is too excited to get to me. So we try it again. I actually didn't train her to pick up her leash when I call her from a distance. So sometimes she does it, sometimes she doesn't, but when she does, I think it's really cute. So here we do it again. I have her do a down and a weight, and then you'll see her bring her leash over, and it's pretty cute. Here I have her do another weight while I'm going to get an object for her to pick up. So I have her do a sit weight this time while I'm going and getting that, and then we practice, I think, just one retrieval with it. And here we're practicing her picking up her leash. As you can tell, she gets kind of distracted. So when first training public access, I don't mind if she sniffs a little bit, just to kind of get familiar with store surroundings, but I definitely, once I feel she's gotten it out of her system, try to refocus her. She's kind of not understanding where exactly I want the leash to be picked up from, specifically the handle portion, so I pick that up myself and kind of redirect her to it to remind her exactly how I want the leash to be picked up. I then go into practicing holding the leash for a bit and then walking around, practicing those turns and some heel. I think it's important to show the mistakes in training videos as well as the successes. So you'll see that there are times, both in the weights and in the retrievals and other tasks that she does, where mistakes do happen, and I correct her for it and teach her what is the correct behavior that I'm looking for. So here again, she dropped the leash, and so I told her again to retrieve it and exactly where I wanted it to be retrieved, and then going back into some holding for longer periods of time. So this is another one of those times where she just didn't want to down. She's known down for about 4 months. She's been solid on her down since we first trained it at 2 months old, 3 months old, and she just was struggling with it today, so I kind of gave it a little bit more emphasis even though she knows it. And I also practiced down with her putting her head on the floor And if I find that she is getting too distracted, like here, I bring her into a sit to give her a task to do to keep from being too distracted when I want her to focus on me. And then we go into a sit wait where I am not in eye contact with her, so this aisle between us is blocking her from seeing me. She gets up a little bit too early, but that's okay. We practice it, I believe, 1 or 2 more times. This one is actually a failed attempt, which I wanted to include in the video. She got up way too early, and I simply ignore the fact that she got up. I'm looking at the phone to be able to see if she gets up or not. I bring her back over, put her back in the down weight, and try it again. It's important that when you're teaching a down weight, you don't reward them by giving them attention when they break their down weight to come to you. You simply walk them back to where they're supposed to be and try it again. And as you can see, this one was successful, so she gets a reward, and we go into the next task. Here I'm practicing some off-leash heel. I think it's important to do leash and off-leash heel work, especially with service dogs and service dog training, because they can still feel the leash on them. So if they're only getting practice with leash heel, it sometimes struggles to carry over when they aren't on leash. And then to reward her for being good, she gets to go retrieve something because that's one of her favorite things to do. Here I'm practicing her doing a down weight while I interact with other objects, other things in the store, so that she's tempted to come look to see what I'm doing and be a part of the fun, if you will, but she still has to maintain her downstay position, and then I call her over when I want her. Here I'm having her hold her leash in a way she's never held it before, and it was not successful, but like I said, failures are just as important as successes, so I see that this is something that we're going to need to work on, so I move on to the next task for us to practice that at home. And to finish off the video, we're doing another heel work over a long stretch, just a straight line down the aisle. And there were actually some people that, yep, you'll see them right there. And she loves people, she loves to greet them. So I wanted her to practice a down, or I think this is a sit wait, while those people are behind her, because that's very challenging for her. But she does really, really well, and we end the training on a really high note. And that concludes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.